And we are live. Hello everybody. If you can hear that my voice is a little bit echoey, I do apologise. We are in a brand new room for streaming today, and the only piece of furniture in this room is this desk. There is nothing else in this room, so as a result my voice is echoing a fair bit, but as we kind of go on and add stuff to this room, my voice will echo a lot less. So I do apologise if it's annoying, but my voice may echo just a little bit today, just whilst I'm in a different room. As you can see, this is not Lionel, this is King Theoden. Myself and Mr. Nerd are going to be playing a game of a campaign, really, of good versus evil. Myself, I'm going to have Rohan. He is going to have the faction of Isengard. There we go. Evening side, how are you? Yeah, he has the faction of Isengard, I have the faction of Rohan, and we're going to be playing a campaign of good versus evil at the end of this week. So as a result, I need to get this guy painted. So we're putting a hold on doing the base on Lionel, so for now, we're going to be painting King Theoden. I have like a little, I'm on like a brand new desk as well. So I have like a shelf that I've put all my paints on. But I've realised it's going to be a lot harder for me to grab what I want. So I'm just moving the paints down in front of me so I can grab what I want when I want it. But how are we, signed? How is everything? You might be able to see this like white splodge here. I've just put some plastic putty in that because this is one of the bases that has like 2 holes in it for you being able to like pick and choose your placement of the figure. And I picked obviously the other hole, so I've gone ahead and filled it in. Good, just a lazy Sunday. Fantastic, I like to hear that. Feels strange, like being the one upstairs while streaming. Normally it's Mr. Nerd who comes upstairs with the wee one. But he is downstairs in this case. But he's had a full move around, his desk is now in a different place, and now our streaming setup is in a different place. But anyway, we're going to be painting this today. This is a little bit more of a challenge actually, because when I was looking at the painting guide for like Citadel, like I normally do, there actually isn't one for King Theoden. So I had to just go off the old initiative and grab a picture and just using what I think is best, grab a bunch of colours and try and make something work a bit. Just trying to find the preferred brush. There we go. I should actually have some new brushes in the next day or so, hopefully. Just grabbing my phone out so I can have a reference photo of Theoden. There we go. So just for reference, I'll quickly show you what I'm looking at. So I'm doing the one on horseback because for my campaign, Theoden is on horseback. In the future, I'll do Theoden on foot, but for now, I'm just going to do him on horseback because it just makes sense. Okie dokie. I'm going to start with some lead belcher. Yeah, I thought I'd do like a slightly later stream in comparison to like what I've been doing the last few days, but not too late. Just because, like I said, Mr. Nerd does have the Wii one, and I do still have some footage to edit for my video going out tomorrow, which is actually the compilated version of painting Azrael. But I need to get my glamour shots done before tomorrow, because tomorrow he's going back off to Krytor, so he's going back off to his rightful owner tomorrow. And yeah, so I need to get those glamour shots done tonight, so that the video is ready to go out tomorrow. Have you been up to much today then, Signed? Yeah, when I was compiling all the footage, which the main reason why I didn't stream yesterday, because I had a lot of footage to compile. It's over 12 hours of footage I have to compile into this one video. And yeah, it's obviously a lot of work, and I'm still not done with it, but I'd rather put it out a couple of days later and have it be a good video than rush it and get it out and have it be subpar. Did some laundry and spent the day continuing making my book nook. Ooh, I like that. What have you been doing with it so far? I found another website signed for Gothic jewellery. I'm wearing one of their pieces now, and it's called Dark Mod, and they ship all over the world. Highly recommend. Assembling all the bits and bobs, all that fun stuff. Ooh, do tell. Yes, so I bought two pieces. One piece is I'm getting a replacement for, just because one of the chain links was a little bit weak. But the other piece is a O-ring, like choker style necklace, but it's got like a little ball on the end. But because it's an O-ring, you can like add, if I wanted to, I could add charms and stuff to it, which they do sell. They sell like jewelry, they sell what looks like daggers, coffins, lots of fun stuff. So I recommend it. It's called Dark Mod. I can always send you a link if you'd like to have a look, Signed. But it's definitely interesting. But since you are the jewellery girl, I know you'd appreciate it. They have earrings too. They do have a lot of earrings. It's a pair I want, which looks like a little set of daggers. Am I correct in saying it's Mod Dark or Mob Dark? It might be Mob Dark. Yes, it is Mob Dark. My apologies. Yes, Mob Dark. This week is quite a busy week for Mr. Nerd and I. We've got this video to do, which is our Good vs Evil campaign. We also have our challenge video to do for Warhammer for the store. So it'll be our next challenge video, but it will be following the rules set by the Warhammer store for only being able to use certain paints. So that'll be the challenge for this month. They do have some nice things. Yeah. I was like umming and ahhing for a few days because I put some in like a basket and I was like, I'll come back to it, and if I really want it in a few more days, I'll buy it. And I really wanted it. I came back like a week later and I was like, yep, I'm still thinking about this necklace. I'm just gonna buy it. Happy I did, because I have not taken it off since. Yeah, cool. But yeah, that's a couple of the videos we've got coming out or working on this week. So it's quite a few, really. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not, I don't know. There we go, I did in fact sneeze. I think I already have a pair of their earrings. My bestie gave it to me. See, your bestie knows you. She knows you too well. Yeah, I was actually surprised when I was looking at this figure that there was not any actual like colour schemes or patterns for it on Citadel. I was like, that's peculiar. There's almost always something on there for Citadel. But in this case, there was nothing, so I had to use the old initiative, the old noggin. And yeah, figured out the colour combination that I was going to go for. I'm just mixing a little bit of Gorth Brown with some Doombog Brown just to make it slightly less reddish. And I'm going to apply this all over the saddle, or the, can't remember this part of the armor's called on the horse. It'll come back to me. But this is going to be going on the horse and also on Theoden's armor as well. So. Perk of being in this new room is that I have the ability to shut a door. Because downstairs, like, our living and dining areas are like open plans. There's no doors we can shut, so I can't keep animals out. Which normally, obviously, is not really an issue, but when you're trying to stream and you've got water and drinks and stuff like that on your desk, and you have a cat who likes to chew on your wires, it's a bit of a problem. So, by being in a room where I can finally shut the door, I know I'm not going to have the issue of a cat trying to get in and eat my stuff anymore. So there's a win-win really there. But in addition to this character, I also have the Riders of Rohan to paint this week. So I have quite a bit to get through. I have 6 Riders of Rohan, so there's going to be, in addition to doing all the other content, I'm going to have to be painting the Riders of Rohan in the evening and then saving a couple for streams. So we paint like 1 or 2 on stream, and then the rest I'll be painting just in my general free time. So in total, I have 7 figures to get through this week before. Oh, I think we're gonna record it, or we have to get it all recorded before Friday, because we're going away Friday through Sunday. So I have my next short coming out on Wednesday, which will be on a lava base, how to do a lava base, which is going to be fun. I do like doing the short videos for Wednesdays. I couldn't this week just because unfortunately little man was being impossible. But I will be going ahead and doing another short, which will be how to do a lava base. Because right now we're doing like a basing series, which is really, really fun. So if there's anybody watching who like wants tutorials on like how to do really simple bases, then I recommend just subscribing to the channel, if not for anything else than just for that. Because each week we do a different thing. And then next week, I saw a tutorial on it today, which I thought I was quite inspired by. I'm going to show how to do like an industrial look. So it will include using pieces of spruce. And I've got some wire left over from my Amazon parade board, and I have like mini drills, so I'm gonna show people how to basically make like rebar on a base to make like a really industrial base, which I think could be quite interesting. So that'll be next week's. Yeah, yesterday I was working on the video whilst also helping with Little Man, because he was just, I don't know what's going on at the minute, but he's just becoming a little bit impossible. He's hit 12 weeks and suddenly he'll have days where he'll be an angel and then days where he'll just scream for the sake of screaming, more or less all day. And it doesn't matter how many naps he's had, how much milk he's had, how many nappies he's had changed, it doesn't affect it. Some days it's just impossible, unfortunately. Which is a bit sad, because I don't like seeing him upset. But I know it's not his fault, he doesn't do it on purpose, so. Poor wee man, being a baby is hard. It is, apparently being a baby is very hard. I'm actually really happy to be getting on with some of the Lord of the Rings stuff, because as you know, I'm a very big Lord of the Rings fan. I absolutely adore it. And Rohan is my favourite of all the human, the realms of man. Rohan is my favourite. Do you have a favourite of the realms of man? But yeah, if it's anything to do with Rohan, then I'm very happy. I have to say Rohan too. That's so good. I think the lore behind Rohan is incredible. Like, I do like Gondor, but I think they've just lost their way too much for me to really, really like for me to love Gondor the way I love Rohan. Whereas I feel like with Gondor, they've never really lost sight of who they are. So I think because of that, that's kind of makes me love them more. I'm gonna go in with a tiny bit of Liberated Gold now and just do the edges. And of the Elven realms It no longer exists, but my favourite is Gondolin. It will always be Gondolin. What about you? Do you have a favourite elven realm? Obviously Rivendell's incredible, but for me it's forever Gondolin. You can just see nice little gold trim just around the underside of the I was very partial to Lothlorien. Lothlorien is incredible. I mean, it is the realm of the Lady of Light, Lady Galadriel. So yeah, I don't blame you for that one. Yeah, I think for me it's Gondolin. So much of like the story started there. Like without the fall of Gondolin and the way it went with the who lives and who didn't, we wouldn't have Elrond. We wouldn't have Arwen. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have any of the main heroes in our story. Wouldn't have Elwing. Well, not Elwing and Elendil the way we know it. Do you have a favourite human character? And that could be book or movies. Well, I cried when Theoden died, so I really liked his character, and Faramir. I agree with both of those. Faramir, for me, is the character that, in my opinion, like truly represents like the two characters that represent humanity the most, in my opinion, are Faramir. Well, three actually: Faramir, Theoden, and Sam. Because see, Sam willingly takes the ring and then willingly gives it back, because he can kind of see that the vision of what he's being enticed to isn't really real, and he chooses to give the ring back and use that selflessness. Faramir obviously has never been the favourite son, never been the favoured son, and when he has the chance to take the ring, he again refuses it and just tells Frodo to destroy it. Which again I think shows extreme character development and character growth. And then of course you have Theoden, who has his fall from grace as such when he is corrupted by Wormtongue, but obviously it's all Obviously, it's not his doing. He doesn't really know what's going on. And, but despite that, he still chooses to, you know, commit to the oath that they swore, that if Gondor lights the beacons, then Rohan will answer. So you can't really beat those three, in my opinion. Those three are quite superior in comparison to a few other characters. Yeah, isn't it because Faramir looks like his mother that he doesn't like him? Yeah, it is. Denethor was also extremely corrupted and in many, many ways, because of his grief, it corrupted his mind long before any form of presence of like the Palantir or the Ring ever did. So, but he also had an extreme commitment to Gondor, and the way that Boromir went around things in many ways was how a lot of how Denethor would have gone around things. Also, not to mention that Denethor didn't really want, because obviously Gondor had been run by the stewards for a very, very, very long time, and they didn't really want it to go back into the hands of kings. Nor did he really believe that Aragorn was the king. So it was, for him, it was all a bit higgledy-piggledy. Like, he didn't really have enough faith in what was going on around him to actually believe it and commit to it. So yeah, lots of little things that kind of make them, like, Denethor's not a bad person. He's just a very misguided person, and as a result of that, you know, it ends up being his downfall. End of the day, like, his main loyalty was to like, I don't like what he obviously the way he is with Faramir at all, but it's strange because he also has an extreme commitment to Gondor, and it's a lot of the reason, well, is the main reason why Boromir is the way he is. But then obviously there's also some good in Boromir, so even when he falls victim to the temptation of the ring, you know, he still fights to defend the little ones because he knows it's wrong. I'm just going in now with a little bit of a light bronze colour, which is Sycorax bronze. Yeah, and in the movie he does like really see Faramir again, but by then it's too late. Yeah, exactly. By then it is far too late. And in many ways it's actually, you know, it's the death of, or supposed death. Obviously we know he doesn't live. Boromir had a noble death. He did have a noble death. In the end he had a noble death, which as a knight, yes, he would have been a future steward, but as like a knight, that's kind of the only way you would really want to go. You know, it's just sad that he died. As I was saying, it's the death, or quote unquote death, because we know Faramir doesn't die, of Faramir that really tips Denethor over the edge, because he's like, oh, okay, that was my legacy, that was my last surviving boy, and now he's gone. So that's what really drives Denethor to madness in the end, is his belief that Faramir was dead. And he didn't want to live in a world without his sons. So, hence why he tries to burn Faramir's body and himself in a funeral pyre. I was on a live stream the other day, and someone was talking about what kind of, like, this. I asked them, what kind of books do you read, and like, what's everyone's favorite books? And some people were talking about the Lord of the Rings, and some people were saying how it's like Thank God for Pippin, indeed. Thank God for Pippin. Thank God for Peregrine Took. They were talking about like books, and this particular person's like, I only want to read books that make me feel like I'm learning something. And he says he's not really a fan of like fantasy books because he says like I can't really apply what I read in fantasy to real life. And I was like, as much as I understand that, because obviously it's fantasy, it's made up. There's also a lot you can apply from the rules of fantasy into real life, in the sense of, you know, good will triumph over evil, and some things in life you are born to fail at so that you can learn from them. And you know, it's lots of little things that, you know, apply. Of course you can, absolutely. And but this particular person was like, no, I don't think you can really learn much from fantasy, so as a result I don't really read it. I can't really like connect with it. I was like, that's fair enough. Like, if you just can't connect with it, then maybe fantasy isn't your genre. And for some people it's not. Some people like sci-fi, some people like real life fiction, some people like lore. You know, there's lots of and theology. There's lots of different mediums when it comes to books. And I think some people just don't give them enough of a chance. But yeah, I mentioned, because people were talking about how they don't have much time to read anymore, and I mentioned obviously the work of audiobooks, because obviously being a mum, reading is not something I get any time for, but it's something I do want to get back into because I haven't done it for a while. But obviously I love reading. I always have loved reading. So it's one of those things where I really should get back into it because I do obviously love it very, very much. I'm going to go in with that same Sycorax bronze and just do some of the go over some of the chainmail. I tried an audiobook a few days ago. I can't stand it. I think with audiobooks it's a bit different. It's a bit it's luck of the draw. And I think it's entirely also based on who is reading the audiobook. So for example, like a lot of the Lord of the Rings ones are read by Stephen Fry. So, and he also has quite a unique perspective when it comes to his voice. So it really just depends. I've just gone on at the bottom layer of the chainmail and made that bronze in accordance with the photo. The double layered chainmail. Like, I feel like there are some people's voices that you could just listen to all day. If you're having like actors that if you were to hear their voice, you could just be like, I don't care, or I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm happy to. The narrator has an amazing voice, but I'd like to hear my own thoughts when I read. I can't do that with audio. That is completely fair enough. Do you have any actors that when you hear their voice, you're like, I could listen to your voice all day? Not necessarily even like a audiobook mentality, just in a general mentality. Morgan Freeman? Yeah, Morgan Freeman's an easy one, I think. And a lot of British actors, yeah, I get that too. Sorry, McKellen, he narrates Stardust, which is amazing. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, I think Siri McCallum's obviously a really, really good one. As far as British voice, he's just got that smoothness slash also rasp to his voice naturally. And obviously, because he's been a big part of my childhood, obviously he was Magneto, he was Gandalf, like he was everything. So as a result, when I hear his voice immediately, I'm like, oh yes, I can get all cozy now. Also, like you know when you hear like certain actors as well, you immediately associate them with the genre. Like if I hear Siri McKellen, I immediately think fantasy. So okay, I'm gonna go back in with more of that brown mix now and start picking out some of his armor. So that was Gorthabrand Doomball Red, or Doomball Brown, sorry. And mix a bit more of that colour actually, because I need a bit more. Streams for the next couple of days might be a bit touch and go, just because Wee Man has his vaccinations tomorrow. So as a result, I may have a very unsettled little one. So streams may just be a little bit touch and go in relation to that. I do apologise. Like I keep coming like in for streams and then like saying I'm going to be there for certain things and then not doing it. And I know people are like really understanding. They understand that I'm a mum, like a new mum, and you know it means as a result I have to follow his tune when it comes to a lot of things. Right, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to go. Wee Man is unfortunately extremely unsettled. So I'm really, really sorry for such a short stream, but thank you anyway, Sign, for joining. I really appreciate it, but I will have to go. I'll drop you a message later. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it, and bye for now.